Hey kids, I'm David, and I'm 85 today. I've seen a lot in my life, but the most important thing I've learned is that no matter where you start, you can always change your story. I want to share my journey with you, how I turned nothing into everything. It's a story of struggle, survival, and the power of never giving up. So sit tight because this could be the moment that changes your life forever. I don't know who you are, but I do know one thing. You are young and you have a lot of dreams. But let me ask you a question. Are you really doing anything about those dreams? Or are you just sitting, wasting time and thinking you have forever? Let me tell you something shocking. Every single day, 150,000 people die. That's more than 100 people every minute, 2 people in every second. Right now, while you're watching this video, someone has taken their last breath. And you know the saddest part? Most of those people regret wasting their lives. They regret not using their time wisely. They regret not doing what they really wanted to do. But you still have time. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Let me tell you my story. Maybe it will inspire you to make a change. I was just 16 years old when my life completely fell apart. My parents were everything to me, my guide, my teachers, my best friends. But one day, they were on a bus coming home, and the bus met with an accident. They didn't survive. I still remember the moment I found out. I was sitting in my classroom staring out the window bored and waiting for the bell to ring. Then my principal came in and called me outside. His face looked serious. He said, "There's been an accident. I'm so sorry." I felt like my whole world had been taken away from me in that moment. My parents were gone, just like that. I had a little sister, Sarah. She was only 7 years old at the time. She didn't understand what had happened. When I went home, she ran to me and asked, "Where's Mommy? Where's Daddy?" I didn't know how to tell her. How do you explain to a child that her parents will never come back? That night, I held her as she cried herself to sleep. I didn't cry, not because I wasn't sad, but because I knew I couldn't afford to fall apart. I had to take care of her. She needed me to be strong. We had no relatives to help us, no money, and no idea what to do next. I had to drop out of school to take care of Sarah. I worked every job I could find, washing dishes, carrying bricks, cleaning streets. Some days I didn't eat because I needed to save money to feed her. There were nights when I sat in the dark, too tired to even sleep, wondering if this was all my life would ever be. Hard work, hunger, and pain. But then one night, as I looked at my sister sleeping, I made a promise to myself. I said, "I will not let this be our life. I will not waste my time feeling sorry for myself. I will do whatever it takes to give Sarah a better future." That promise changed everything. I started thinking differently. Instead of complaining about what I didn't have, I focused on what I could do. I worked harder than ever, but I also started learning on my own. I borrowed books, listened to people who were smarter than me, and learned how to save and invest the little money I earned. It wasn't easy. There were days when I wanted to give up, but every time I felt weak, I reminded myself of my promise. One day, I got my first break. A man I worked for noticed how hard I worked and how eager I was to learn. He gave me a chance to manage a small part of his business. That was the beginning. Over time, I saved enough money to start my own business. It was small at first, but I kept going, learning from every mistake. Slowly, things started to get better. Kids, life is not easy. It wasn't easy for me, and it won't be easy for you. But here's the truth. You don't need easy. You need to be strong. Every minute you spend scrolling through your phone, playing video games, or hanging out with people who don't add value to your life, you are wasting time that you will never get back. You have dreams, don't you? Maybe you want to be rich or famous or just happy. Whatever it is, it won't happen by magic. You have to work for it. You have to use your time wisely, because one day you will run out of time. And when that day comes, I want you to look back at your life and feel proud, not regretful. I had started my small business, but let me tell you, starting something is only the first step. The real challenge is staying committed, especially when everything seems to go wrong. 1 year after starting my small business, I faced my first big failure. I had invested all my savings into a project, but it didn't work out the way I had planned. I lost everything, every single coin I had worked so hard to save. That night, I sat in my little room, staring at the empty walls. Sarah came to me, holding her little toy, and asked, "Are we going to be okay, brother?" I looked at her and smiled, even though my heart felt broken. I said, "Yes, we will. We always will." Do you know why I said that? Because I believed it. Yes, I failed, but failure doesn't mean the end. Failure is just a lesson in disguise. It's life's way of teaching you what doesn't work so you can find what does. So I started again. I worked even harder, learned from my mistakes, and refused to give up. Because here's the truth, kids. Life will knock you down, but it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up. I realized something important during those tough times. Big dreams are built with small steps. You don't need to do everything at once. Just focus on the next step. When I didn't have money, I worked small jobs again. When I couldn't hire people, I did the work myself. Every day I told myself, today I will take one step forward, just one step. And those small steps began to add up. Slowly but surely, I started seeing progress. So remember this, you don't have to climb the whole mountain in one day. Just take one step and then another and then another. One day, you'll look back and realize you've come so far. Kids, I want you to listen very carefully now. If there's one thing you must never waste, it's time. Time is the most valuable thing you have. It's more precious than money, more important than anything else. Because once time's gone, you can never get it back. Do you know what I used to do? I made a list of my dreams and kept it in my pocket. Every time I felt like wasting time, I would take out that list and remind myself why I couldn't afford to waste even a single minute. You don't need to wait for the perfect time to start chasing your dreams. The perfect time is now, right now, this very second. Because every second you wait, someone else is working harder, getting closer to their dreams while you're standing still. Don't let that happen. One day, something amazing happened. I was walking down the street after a long day of work when I saw a sign that said, "Business Training Seminar, Free Entry." I didn't know much about business at the time, but I was curious. So I went inside. At that seminar, I met people who had achieved incredible things. One of the speakers said something that changed my life forever. He said, "Success is not about luck. It's about your mindset." If you believe you can do something and you work for it every single day, nothing can stop you. That sentence hit me like a lightning bolt. I realized that my biggest enemy wasn't my situation or my lack of money. It was my own doubts. From that day on, I decided to believe in myself, no matter what. Let me share some lessons I learned on my journey. 1. Your friends shape your future. Be careful about who you spend your time with. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, not those who hold you back. 2. Discipline is stronger than motivation. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline keeps you moving forward, even on the hard days. 3. Don't compare yourself to others. Everyone has their own journey. Focus on yours. 4. Dream big, but start small. Big dreams can feel overwhelming, but small actions every day will bring you closer. Kids, you might be thinking, but I don't have resources. I don't have support. I don't know where to start. Let me tell you something. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to start. Start where you are with what you have. It doesn't matter if it's small. What matters is that you take action, because action creates momentum, and momentum leads to success. But for now, I want you to think about this. Are you living your life fully, or are you letting time slip away? The choice is yours. Make it count. Kids, now let me tell you how my story ends. After years of struggle, failures, and sacrifices, I finally built the life I had dreamed of. I became a millionaire. But do you know what mattered most to me? It wasn't the money. It was the journey. Every tear I shed, every night I went to bed hungry, every time I thought about giving up but didn't, it all made me stronger. And do you know why I share this with you? Because your journey starts now. You have the power to change your life. When I reached the peak of my success, I didn't think about the cars, the big house, or the money in the bank. I thought about my little sister Sarah, who grew up to be a kind, smart woman. I thought about all the people who told me I could do it, and how I proved them wrong. And I thought about you, yes, you, the kids sitting here listening to my story, because I want you to know that you don't need to be special to succeed. You don't need to be born rich. You just need to believe in yourself and work harder than anyone else. Do you know what most people regret at the end of their lives? It's not the mistakes they made. It's the chances they didn't take, the dreams they left behind because they were too scared, too lazy, or too distracted. But you kids, you have a choice. Right now, you have the time and energy to make something amazing out of your life. Don't waste it scrolling through your phone or playing video games all day. Those things will never give you the happiness you're looking for. What will give you happiness is working toward your dreams, making your family proud, and knowing that you gave your best. I want to leave you with one last thought. Life is short. Every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. So ask yourself this. What do you want your story to be? Do you want to be remembered as someone who gave up, or someone who fought for their dreams? The choice is yours. And remember, it's never too late to start. I started with nothing but a broken heart and a hungry stomach. If I could do it, so can you. Thank you for listening to my story, kids. Now, go and write your own. Make it a story so powerful, so inspiring, that when you tell it one day, people will feel the fire in their hearts. because life isn't about waiting for the right moment. It's about making every moment the right one. Now go and make every second count.